Let's talk about where the Dodgers are right now. Yes, they have ordered their World Series rings. Yes, they have decisions to make as it relates to who's healthy, who's not, and how we're going to fill holes on the roster. And then this. At about midnight on Friday night, the Chiba Lotte Marines in Japan in Nippon Baseball announced they're putting Roki Sasaki. They're going to post him. He will become an unrestricted free agent at age 24. He will negotiate over a 45-day window to come here to play Major League Baseball next season. And that opens the door for teams to go chase him. Now, his is a different situation. A year ago this time, Yash Yamamoto became a posted free agent. The Dodgers won the bidding war to get him out of Japan. He got a $300 million package. Dodgers had to pay his team, the Oryx Blue Wave, $50 million in a transfer fee to get him. That was because he was a vested veteran who had pitched. This guy is under 25. This guy has not reached the 6-year limit. This guy can only come here with the permission of his team, Chiba Lotte Marines, and can only sign a minor league contract under the international pool amount. Somebody's going to get him for $2.5 million. It's the exact same contract that Ohtani signed when Ohtani got his release to come from Japan, and he wound up with the Angels. Who is Sasaki? 30-15 as a starter with a 2.10 ERA. 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He throws 3 pitches that are just superb. 505 strikeouts and 394 innings in Japan in about a 4-year span. All signs point to the Dodgers as possibly being the one that has the inside track. Why? Their history with pitchers that they brought from the land of the rising sun, the fact that they got Ohtani to meet with them, the fact they got Yamamoto to meet with him, and the fact that Hideo Nomo and Chan-Ho Park and some of the other Pacific Rim pitchers pitched in L.A. and Cansales pitched this guy. However, that being said, the Padres have Yu Darvish. The Padres have A.J. Preller as a good working relationship with people in Japan. And the big money teams, the Mets on the East Coast and the Phillies, are also in the bidding. I think he's probably going to wind up with the Dodgers. People tell me, the baseball people that I network with, he's not a finished product yet, but there is so much upside to this 24-year-old pitcher. He's just dazzling. So that's story one. Sasaki, Dodgers, might it happen? We don't know when the window to negotiate is going to open, but the Dodgers have already been there to scout him, as have the Padres, as have the Mets, as have the Phillies. Second item is Shohei Ohtani. The surgery is complete. Now the Dodgers have confirmed Ohtani will not pitch probably in the first half of next season. Why? Because he's going to spend the next 4 weeks as he begins his long rehab, 4 weeks in a sling, then 4 weeks with limited range of motion exercises, then 4 to 6 weeks of weight training work to strengthen the injured left shoulder, his non-pitching shoulder. It's going to be 12 weeks, probably 3 months, before he's going to be able to do any true baseball-related exercises. That's swinging bats. That's obviously soft toss. So he's not going to pitch at all. They do think he'll be ready on opening day. Conditioning is going to be an issue, though. He cannot run. They're not going to allow him to run for 8 to 10 weeks because of the jarring that would take place while he's running.
Interesting.
After the torn labrum surgery. So he's going to be behind the curve just a little bit. And then the third item with the Dodgers has to do, aside from Sasaki and Ohtani's rehab, has to do with what are they going to do with these pitchers who are unsigned free agents. Kershaw has opted out. Buehler was not offered the qualifying offer, so he is a street free agent. You could say, well, Buehler was 1-6, but Buehler threw 13 straight shutout innings at the end of postseason. That's one of the intangible reasons they won the World Series. So the Dodgers have those guys. The Dodgers have got Teoscar Hernandez that they got to deal with, and he's getting offers from a bunch of different people already. So the Dodgers are a little bit, even though they got the World Series rings ordered, the Dodgers are a little bit in flux. So, John, the Dodgers are making all the news on the field in October, and now they're kind of grabbing all the news in the month of November in this news cycle in Major League Baseball. An opinion.
The rich get richer is what it's looking like is going to happen. Dodger fan is convinced that Sasaki is coming to LA. Down on you, Padre fans, you're not going to get him. I love the whole idea of this internationalization of the sport, where they're bringing players in from all over the world. And we used to think of Japan as like a AAA level, but they're like legit. And there's a lot of great players. It's just weird how it's so hard for them to qualify to be able to be a free agent to come here. So hopefully the Padres are in on it. And at that price, I can imagine every team in Major League Baseball should be in on this guy.
Yeah, and he'll have his choice as to where he wants to go. But based on the Dodgers' ability to deal with pitchers in Japan and be very successful, and the fact they got Ohtani making phone calls and they got Yamamoto, who's back there now, you'd tend to think Dodger baseball for sure.
You know, it's the obvious choice for him. I mean, if he wants to come here, play on a winner, play on a team that's going to be friendly to his culture, have friends on the team. I mean, it sets up nicely, but San Diego ain't too bad as a second option.
I concur with you, but Dodgers, we got a ring here. Come be part of the next team that might go get a ring. So we'll see where this goes once this window opens. So we go from those baseball stories. You get a comment you want to make on Ohtani in the rehab?
I just have a question on Ohtani. Let's assume he's all the way healthy. Are the Dodgers going to go with a 5 or a 6-man rotation at that point? Because I know you said they're going to kick off the season with a 6-man rotation.
I think they stay in a 6-man rotation because they have to handle him as a pitcher with kick gloves. And maybe they go back to Yamamoto in a 6-day rotation because that's where he excelled in Japan, whereas he came here last year. And I don't know if they made a mistake, but they let him go into the regular rotation of 4 and 5 days rest, and then he injured the shoulder and was out 3 months. The Dodgers have already said 6-man rotation next season, 13-man pitching staff.
Is Flaherty coming back?
He's an LA guy.
But he's a street free agent, using your terms, right?
Exactly. But I think he's come home, and he pitched really well, and they'll have to offer him bucks. There's no doubt about that. Again, they got some uncertainty with some of these pitchers. You know, I should have mentioned Flaherty in the same sentence with Buehler, and then the same sentence with Kershaw, and then they got Teoscar Hernandez that they got to deal with. So there's a lot of things in flux as it relates to the Dodgers right now. Now, baseball notes, we got other teams.